Hello everyone, my name is Chris and welcome back to another video. And today I want to discuss a little bit about my piece, The Paradise and its Underground. I came about this idea where I wanted to express the paradise, but with a little twist. There's an underbelly in this paradise. And actually, I think about it now. It's sort of like a metaphor of how this world really is. Well, at least in my opinion, we see something that's so beautiful, we see something that's so majestic, but the behind the story or the process of how it got created is not so pretty or not so ethical or not so moral. So I kind of wanted to express that. And I heard this melody. I believe, I don't know where I heard it actually, but it goes something like this. It goes something like. Something like that. So this melody actually it kind of resembles a folk song. I believe Liszt was inspired was inspired by this folk song, these kind of folk songs as well, when he was composing his Hungarian, the famous Hungarian rhapsodies that we all know and love. But there's just something about these folk melodies that's just so enchanting and so magical. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because it uses instead of specific key. So, for example, this is a G harmonic minor scale, but it actually uses the natural minor. So the difference is for the harmonic minor, it actually raises the last note of the scale, which is the seventh degree, to F sharp in this case. But in the natural minor, that's not the case. It's just actually F natural. So can you hear the difference? Natural, right? And also, actually, this is kind of, this scale is actually, well, it's really not a scale of a key, but it's more of a mode. It's specifically the Mixolydian mode, which is basically until the fifth degree, we have a major sense. But as we move on to the other half, to the top half, it gives off a minor vibe. So it's actually within a mode, we have a major and a minor vibe, which gives this such a magical sense. Can you hear it? It's so beautiful, really. It's kind of ambiguous, but I think that's the beauty of it. It doesn't really go anywhere. It just kind of stays where it is. And so, that being the case, I was really inspired by this melody. It would use and then something like that. And so where this comes to play is I'm imagining, in a paradise, there's a tribe or, there's a group of people worshiping or, celebrating or, expressing themselves in this kind of manner, dancing, going wild, which I actually did, in my piece. So if you actually didn't watch it, you should definitely go watch it. I'll put the video up in the top right hand corner. And so before that, I was thinking, okay, so we're at a paradise, but before we're at a paradise, we have to arrive at the paradise. So I wanted to express that, the first step we take and we discover this amazing, this enchanting paradise, you know, I wanted to express something that goes something like this. Right? This like summer vibe, but it's so as you can see actually here, I'm using the same bass, but just changing the quality of the chords. So this is a major 7th, C major 7. And then if you just put the 7th to the B flat, it becomes a flat 7 and it becomes a dominant 7. Well, it becomes a dominant of F major, which I eventually resolve to. Right? But then I add a parallel chord, which is after F resolving to F major, I go to F minor and then back to, and so on and so forth. And then after that, after I introduced the melody, I wanted to have this samba feel. And so I basically just did. So as you can see, it's 1st degree, 5th degree, 1st degree, 5th degree with a samba kind of rhythm. And that's really it. And then it basically transitions into this ambiguous key. I call it ambiguous key because it doesn't really have a key. It just I use this passage as sort of like a tunnel between paradise and this this eyewitnessing this tribe or whoever celebrating or worshiping or singing this folk melody. So I basically start with and then and then, right? So so it doesn't really have a key because it doesn't really resolve anywhere, but this chord has a lot of common tone. I talked about common tones when modulating to a different key in the last video. So if you didn't see the video, I'll put the video up in that right hand corner. But I eventually go to G minor. Now we're at the core of the island or paradise or whatever you can imagine. For me, it's island. Now. Something like that. It's just so amazing. I don't know. There's just something about this. Actually, you know what? I don't know. Just music in general. I am in love with music. So my friends always say, "Hey, you're never gonna get married. When are you gonna find a girlfriend?" No one likes a girlfriend. I mean, no one likes a guy who who's too passionate about piano and music in general. Okay, all right. Getting back to it. So yes, I play with this in this key for a while in this G minor that we arrive at. Um, but the beautiful thing is the harmonic foundation of this setting, this plot is really simple. It's basically just one and the four chord. That's it. That's all I really play with. Yes, I add some accidentals here and there, but majority of the time it's just boom, 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 and then I add five or flat seven or the natural seven, from time to time, right? But the core foundation is one and four. That's it. So I'll give you an example. Um, okay, so maybe so. You know, you can just create so many beautiful melodies with just these two chords. I highly encourage you to try this at home. Trust me, you'll be amazed how this concept of simplicity brings joy. It really does. Sometimes less is more, right? And in this case, it is. You know, something like that. Yes. So basically, that's really it. And I come back to do, and then now we're back to the paradise. And I just wrap it up with the C major. So it's really not complicated. Just having these two chords at your disposal, you can really improvise so much and you can touch a lot of people. And really, I mean, sometimes that's really all you need to express, when you want to express or when you need to express. That's really it. Because in the circle of fifths, between G major and this four chord, we call it the plagal cadence. This is used a lot in the Amen, in hymns. Amen, right? In the circle of fifths, actually the distance between the one and the four chord is highly dramatic, meaning that they're in a different hemisphere. The four chord is completely in the minor realm, while the one chord is in the major realm. So if you combine them together, it sounds so dramatic, versus 5-1, which is we call it a perfect cadence or or a 5-1 cadence. Let's see. Yes, it resolves, but it's not as dramatic as so yeah, you can use that 4-1 progression or 1-4-1 progression at your disposal. So simple is better in some cases, and if you want to improvise and if you want to create a song, if you want to create a piece, but you don't really know where to start with this, and try to increase your skills and learn from there. it's never too late. It's never too late. But the last thing I will say is you have to enjoy. That's it. Music is just purely for enjoyment. Music is for music is to, I don't know. It's to I don't know, but it's so essential. It really is. It doesn't really have a purpose, but it does. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned a thing or two. If you did, please click that subscribe button. That would be wonderful. You still didn't? I don't know what to tell you. I mean, okay, all right. I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a great one. Thank you so much for watching. Cheers.